the 8 seats that we had on the battleground, I'm going to ask Casey to give us those.
Oui. All right, no problem, neighbor. So last
Just a summary. Just a summary.
Just a summary. Yeah, man. Me know. Let me find it here. So last Thursday, listeners, we would have essentially ascribed the leanings for each seat. So whether the seat is JLP, PNP, or undecided. I mean, not undecided, battleground, I should say, or if it's leaning. So at the end of the forecast, there were 8 seats that are too close to call. The 8 seats. 15 seats were given to the People's National Party and 40 seats to the Jamaica Labour Party. For the 8 seats that are too close to call, I'll list them in order. We have St. Catherine South Eastern, that's Big Rob versus Alfred Dawes. Clarendon Northern, that's Dwight Sibley's versus, don't remember the PNP candidate, give me a second. In Clarendon Northwestern, that's Warren Newby versus Richard Azan. Manchester Northwestern, Damian Young versus Michael Phillips. Westmoreland Eastern, that's Danny Lawrence versus Dayton Campbell. Westmoreland Western, Garfield James versus Ian Hales. Trelawney Northern, that's Tova Hamilton versus Wickham McNeil. And St. Mary Western, that's Bobby Montague versus Omar Woodbine. Yeah. Let me go back to one seat. I believe I had said I wanted to check it back. Clarendon Northern, that's Dwight Sibley's versus Wavo Hines, yes. So those are the 8 seats that are too close to call or in the battleground as we speak, neighbor.
All right, Casey.
Neighbor.
Go ahead, sir. Why are those seats so close at this time?
Well, neighbor, those seats are always close in a competitive election. And this election...
Are you saying this election is competitive?
This election is a very competitive election.
Hold on, Casey. This is breaking news. Oh, I tell you, the listeners want to see my face. One of the ladies said that she wants to see my face. Here am I. I'm not going anywhere. I have to get yes. Casey, you say that this election is a competitive election. Are you saying that?
Yes, neighbor. There are a lot of seats that is being competed for that will go down to the wire. And this election, while we may have a clear winner in counts, and a big mark in elections with big margins.
Are you hearing for Casey, listeners? Are you hearing Casey? For I am not hearing him. I am not hearing him at all. Huh.
You hearing me, neighbor?
You were breaking up. The listeners are not hearing you. He's saying that this is going to be a competitive election. Although the results may favor one party, he's still saying that the election is competitive. Make a note of that.
Yes, neighbor.
Very good, very good. You're better now. Go ahead, sir. So Casey, you are saying that although the results are favoring one party heavily, it is still a very competitive election.
Yes, the result, it's clearly favoring the JLP. The JLP is winning. The JLP is clearly winning. But
Hold
the
on.
margins...
That's another breaking point. The Jamaica Labour Party, you say, is winning the election.
Yes. They are winning at the moment.
At the moment?
The margins in these constituencies are very close.
The Jamaica Labour Party is winning the elections, but the margins are close.
Yes. In the constituency.
Wait. Unless we get these numbers and taps up and some gifts, we're not going to be able to continue. Listeners, we have breaking news, but you have to tap and send gifts at this time. You have to do that.
And every week there is some...
Hold on, Casey. Tari?
Yes, neighbor, I'm here.
Yeah, I need at least $50 for this forecast. You have to raise it for me, sir. Please go ahead.
At least $50.
At least $50. Yes.
All right, listeners. So we are in Casey's forecast segment, and I said we need at least $50 to pay for this segment, guys. You know, we're getting the best over here. It takes cash to care people. So let's stop the live, send the gifts, right? Because, you know, we have to pay for this program. Things in life do not come free, listeners. So we have to... Things in life don't come free.
Anyway, Capital 5, if you are on the program, I tried to call you today. I didn't get through to you at all. Listeners, I need about $50 to cover the cost of this program.
Yes.
Pitch in and help me now, please. Come on.
Yes. Listeners, kindness goes a long way now, listeners.
Yeah, you can't send a inbox me and let me get in touch with you to see how you can help. I have my phone here, waiting on your messages. Forecaster is saying that the election is competitive, but he's also saying that the Jamaica Labour Party is winning the election. Only 55,000 taps? Oh my God. Oh, what a mean set of people. 400 people on the live, 55,000 taps. Guys, stop the screen. Tap the screen. Press share. And send me a message that you are prepared to support the program. All right, let's do that. Casey comes back on Thursday. Casey comes back on Thursday for a full forecast. This is the only place on media where you get a forecast twice per week. It doesn't happen on Nation. It doesn't happen on RGR. It doesn't happen in the Gleaner. But Casey's on the streets getting information for you. Come on, let's do it. Fantastic. Look at the box, over 20 people requesting to come up. You're going to have to wait a little bit. Go ahead, Casey. Thank you, Chance. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back soon. Orville, are you online? Is Orville online? I need some support here. Are you overseas? Huh?
Yes, neighbor.
Go ahead now.
Yes, the point I was making is that this election, in terms of percentage, it will not be as it's the first we will see an election that may be so close in terms of vote counts with such a big margin in terms of seat count. Because while the PNP have made ground, tremendous ground, since 2020, I cannot see or find any evidence that they have made grounds enough to take more than 8 seats from the JLP.
So at worst, the Labour Party is winning with 41 of the seats.
At worst.
The worst result that the Jamaica Labour Party could walk away from this election with is 41 seats.
Yes.
Wow.
And most people would say that it's normally a landslide. But it's still a very close election. But because of the political realignment, where JLP have gained control of some constituency that would normally be either a battleground or a PNP stronghold, the political dynamics have changed into where the JLP is the favorite in Portland East.
That's where Anne-Marie Vaz is.
Yes, and most political forecasters, regardless of their political allegiance, will tell you that it will be a safe seat. It's a safe seat for the JLP going into the election.
The first time that the Labour Party goes into the election, favorites in Eastern Portland.
Favorites in Eastern Portland, at least in my lifetime.
Wow.
And I'm very close to 40 people. I'm an old man.
And you are saying that speaks volume to the support for the Labour Party and the likely outcome of the election. Here with us, listeners, he seems to be having some internet issues. He's suggesting the first time in long time the Labour Party is going into the election favorites in Eastern Portland. Significant political news. But he's also suggesting that the elections are close, although the seats are not close. He's also suggesting that the worst result for the Jamaica Labour Party is 41 seats, which means that the PNP is winning 22 seats. That's a pickup of 8 for the People's National Party. Breaking news here on Politics Plus at 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. 21-22. Wow.
Yes, neighbor.
Okay. Yes, you're back.
Yes. Somebody said Sweet St. Anne. Yesterday I was in Sweet St. Anne. St. Anne,
You were in St.
Northeast.
Anne.
Yes. Yes, there was a joint divisional conference for Ocherius and Exchange Division at the Exchange Primary School.
Yes.
And what I can tell you is Matthew Samuda have enough in those two divisions to gain victory over the PNP in Northeast St. Anne without touching his votes in the other two divisions.
He has enough. In what, one division?
I will say the two division, Exchange and Ocherius.
Samuda has enough in those
Yes.
divisions to win the seat.
To win the
seat.
constituency. Yes, so we can tick off St. Anne Northeast. It's not in play.
Yes. Not in play.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I mean, when I say it's all to play for, neighbor, it's still all to play for in a lot of these constituencies.
Resident of Lanelton. Resident of Lanelton. The member of Parliament, Colonel Charles Jr. Alongside the Ministry of Science and Technology. And JPS.
So you hear Colonel Charles Jr. passing, making nice.
Yes.
Yes, that's Colonel Charles Jr. passing, making nice on the scheme. I should call the
Let's see if
police.
we can focus on the little time we have, Casey, on the 8 seats that are very close. I'd like you to take us to them. Tari?
Oh, yes, neighbor. I'm here.
Give us the 8 seats. Give us the 8 seats again. Let's hear what is happening in these 8 seats. Casey.
All right, so for the 8 seats that are too close to call and are essentially battleground seats, sorry about that. We have St. Catherine Southeastern, that's Robert Miller versus Alfred Dawes. We have.
Give us one at a time. One at a time. Hold on. One at a time,
okay.
Tari. Casey?
All right, so St. Catherine Southeast. Big Rock versus Alfred Dawes.
Forecaster, you're not able to give the seat to anyone tonight.
No. And to be honest, neighbor, I don't see I being able to forecast that seat for either side in the coming weeks. I would be lying to the people. It's that close. That election, that constituency is going to go down to the day.
You hear that, listeners? That is a battleground seat that will be called on election day.
Yes. And it's testament to the strength of Robert Miller, you know. Because in a competitive election, if the election is competitive island-wide in terms of the party's percentage on the national level, St. Catherine Southeast should have had a clear PNP lead based on the historical data.
But you are saying this one is going down to the wire.
Yes, the fact that it's a battleground, it tells you that the JLP is in the ascendancy in terms of the ground they are covering. They are finishing faster.
The Labour Party is finishing faster.
Yes. Because though we don't necessarily use the data of the local government elections we don't use it much in forecasting a constituency, especially almost 2 years after. But the PNP had a big margin in the local government election and seemed to have recovered, because we all know that the local government election is basically a base election. So you would have said that the PNP base in St. Catherine Southeast would have been back based on indications of the February 26, 2024 local government election. Alfred Dawes have not run away with it. If anything, Big Rob is the one making all the grounds and calling all the shots since then. And
yes,
I would say to some politicians, you got to be careful how you take on the mantle of the soldier that's leading the charge for the party to get a national swing when you are in a constituency battle. Such as the one that Dr. Alfred Dawes had, because he has been the one charged with finding a smoking gun for the People's National Party. And he went against Dr. Christopher Tufton and the health sector. And whenever things don't play out well, I think it hurt his chances as a candidate in his battleground seat. And you have seen him fall back recently, trying to really do some work in his constituency, because the national appeal didn't work. So he came with the mold, he came with the drill, then he came with 2 other things. None of them stuck.
I get you. Can we move to the other one, Tari, please?
All right, neighbor. So St. Catherine Southeast at this point is still too close to call. All right, so now we're at Clarendon Northern. That's Dwight Sibley's versus Wavell Heights.
What's happening up there, KC?
Yes, and the beautiful thing about these Northern Clarendon seats is, neighbor, as long as it's not an election like what we have in 2020, and I keep on telling people, people say PNP has bigger base, and they do have big base, because if you look at the margins of victory in those seats in the 2020 general election, the JLP didn't win them by big margin, and the PNP won them quite comfortably in 2016 when the JLP won the election. So traditionally, the JLP would have had to win big to win these seats. And it goes back. That's why we cannot ignore the history, and we have to respect the politics, neighbor. That's why we have to analyze carefully and analyze every difference, because there are a lot of factors. There are government factors, there are opposition factors, there are candidate factors, there are liquidity, there are cash factors.
Yes.
So, if you recall, the JLP winning the general election in 2007, 31-29, they won those 2 Clarendon seats. Those were the seats that gave Bruce Golding the job of Prime Minister.
You're brilliant. Right on the money.
Yes, and nobody expected Richard Azan and Horace Daly to lose then. Richard Azan and Horace Daly came back storming 2011 as expected, because the PNP won 42 seats. But then when they won by 1 margin in 2016, Both Horace Daly and Richard Hassan held on in Northern Clarendon. Richard Hassan winning Northwest comfortably, not by a big margin, but based on the history of the seat, you'd say that's comfortable margin, as well as Horace Daly winning comfortably. In 2020, both of them lost to Philippe Henriquez and Horace Daly losing to Dwight Sibley's. Forward to 2024, very interesting because Northwest Clarendon and Northern Clarendon would have taken different directions. People say they vote together, but the last time the people went to the poll, that was the local government election, those constituencies went in opposite directions. Because Richard as a Northwest Clarendon, which Philippe Henriquez is still a member of parliament, would have bring out the bigger numbers for the PNP. While Northern Clarendon, Dwight Sibley's JLP machinery would have shown its strength, and the JLP would have won that by over 300 votes. While Richard Hassan, Northwest Clarendon, would have won by over 700 for the PNP. So those were trending in opposite direction in 2024. Now fast forward to 2025. Philippe Henriquez have been replaced as standard bearer by Warren Newby. And that is a plus for the Jamaica Labour Party, because what the PNP have done is stuck to guns in Richard Hassan, who have been there for 23 years now. It's 23 years since he first won the seat, beating Clifton Stone. And Warren Newby then was maybe just starting university. Warren Newby, 5 years later, played a pivotal role in helping Michael Stern to beat Richard Hassan in that constituency as a young G2K president. Hassan returned to beat Stern in 2011 and 2016 before losing to Philippe Henriquez in 2020. Over in Northern Clarendon, it's the same story since 2002 in the general elections. Now, with JLP seems to have the better numbers and better strength in the local government election last year. And PNP seem to have the upper hand in Northwest. In the campaign so far, PNP have been making in Northern, while the JLP have been making inroads in Northwest. So those constituencies are hard to predict. And I think the Warren Newby factor is working well for the JLP, and they have a good team. And it's a team that is familiar with the constituency. Yes. And both machinery in Northwest Clarendon are familiar with the constituency. The PNP machinery and the JLP machinery. I think the X factor, the only difference is the head of the constituency, the people, the marketability of the candidate. One Warren Newby versus Richard Hassan, that Richard Hassan is one that the people know inside out. They have experienced his leadership under both governments, in government and in opposition, even as a minister. So there's nothing there to inspire them for Hassan. And that's why I think it's leaning towards Newby and the JLP. Especially since the JLP have revitalized Northeast Manchester and the border of Northwest Clarendon. I pointed to you earlier that's going to be an important factor for the JLP to fully galvanize Northeast Manchester. and they have to come with a strong candidate and a strong team. Well, they have done their work and they did that.
Fantastic.
And
wow.
what I can say, Warren is finishing faster than Richard. And the PNP wants the election now, especially in Northwest Clarendon. They don't want to give newbie any more time. And that's the case with a lot of the candidates across the country. The PNP don't want the JLP candidates in the constituency getting any more time. That's why the PNP is crying out loud for the election to be called.
Time is going to give them
and that don't necessarily tells you that the PNP will win the election if it's called now or if it was called last month. What it does, it gives them a better chance.
Yes. Let's move on to Casey. We are 19 after 8. Tari, next one.
All right, neighbors. So now we are at Manchester Northwestern. That's the JLP's Damian Young versus the PNP's Michael Phillips.
Northwestern, Casey, a battleground?
Manchester Northwestern.
Yes.
Still a battleground. Damian Young doing an excellent job. Have Michael Phillips on the rope.
Oh my.
Yes. Michael Phillips, an experienced campaigner, would have known a thing or two about the rope a dope. So you cannot write him off.
Yes.
But the situation remains the same. The PNP have a number, a height that's just over 7,000. The JLP need to get out the numbers, get the machinery firing if they want to unseat Michael Phillips and the PNP from Manchester Northwest. In terms of marketability, likability, Damian Young have done the job. He have placed the JLP in a position where all he needs is a working machinery and to identify a number and get to that number. Get closer to 8,000 and Michael Phillips won't catch you. But can the JLP machinery in Manchester Northwest pull out 8,000 or close to 8,000? It remains to be seen, and that's why it's a battleground, and it will going forward.
Yeah, I'm right here.
And I don't know how serious the JLP take that seat and take the organization of that constituency, but what I can tell you, if the JLP have a better organization in Manchester Northwestern, they would have won it a few times before.
Well,
Yes,
Mr. Morrell
yes.
made that point, sir, that the party basically gave up a lot of seats that they could have won because they didn't have the organization in place. Yeah. Tari,
Yes, neighbor.
let's move on to the other.
All right, so the next seat is Westmoreland Eastern. That's the JLP's Danny Lawrence versus the PNP's Genset, Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Is Dayton Campbell winning that, Casey?
And I'm going to make a statement here. Westmoreland, again, is showing signs that they are willing to go green. Across
They are willing to go green?
Yes. Across the parish once again.
Westmoreland is showing signs that they are willing to go green?
Yes. I think the JLP have recovered in Westmoreland after 2023-2024. And despite the work of the Honorable Prime Minister, and the JLP organization and campaign team, I think it just shows how poor the PNP is at this present PNP. And I don't know if I can take the PNP serious, because the PNP should be locking up Westmoreland. If the PNP is serious about winning the election or unseating the JLP, they should be locking down Westmoreland. It is not so, neighbor. It's all to play for. And Westmoreland could go green again. And if Westmoreland goes green, if one constituency in Westmoreland goes green this election, they all will go green.
Sorry, say that again.
If one constituency in Westmoreland goes to the JLP, they all will go to the JLP.
You are saying that if George Wright wins Central, the Labour Party is going to take all three constituencies.
They're going to sweep Westmoreland, and the seat count will not be close.
Hold on. If the Labour Party wins Westmoreland, they are going to win the election in a landslide.
Landslide.
Christ.
Higher than my numbers.
Higher than your numbers?
Yes.
Hold on, Casey. Hold on. Listeners, this is. I have this, because listeners, don't joke when I talk. You.
And neighbor.
Yes.
I'm not telling you that the JLP will sweep Westmoreland. I'm telling
no, you're
you
not saying that.
I'm telling you that the PNP haven't locked down Westmoreland.
In other words, if the PNP is winning the election, Westmoreland should by now be ticked off.
By down, locked down.
Ticked off.
Yes,
Safe
and
seats.
after the brilliant performance they had in Westmoreland and Hanover in the local government election a year and a half ago, you would think that with the general secretary down there and some seasoned campaigner, the PNP would have locked down Westmoreland. But they are getting weaker in Central. Daniel Lawrence remained competitive in Eastern. And Dr. Garfield James, after having an internal war with Moreland Wilsons and both sets of supporters, seem to have recovered, seem to have united West-West as far as the JLP is concerned, and looks to be shoulder to shoulder with Ian Ailes and the PNP in Western Westmoreland.
What you say to me tonight? What you say?
Yes.
That the Labour Party is competitive in Westmoreland?
Yes. And that doesn't say they're going to sweep Westmoreland or win Westmoreland, neighbor. As I said at the start, it's a competitive election. And there are competition all around. While I think the JLP will win majority of the seat and the election, who goes to Vale Royal is not even, there's not even a doubt who will go to Vale Royal.
The elections are not in doubt?
No. But
Prime Minister Holness is going back to Vale Royal?
Yes. Andrew Holness is only losing one election, neighbor.
Holness is going to win the election, sir?
Yes, Andrew Holness is only losing one election. One single election.
And that's the one he called for the first time?
And yes, and that's December 29, 2011.
The results of the election 2025 are not in question?
No.
No?
The JLP would have to have a loaded gun turned to the...
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's not the race for 350,000 votes or 400 votes. It's a race for 32 constituency. And some people need to understand that. And it's
Yes,
not even a parish election. It's not even a parish election, it's a constituency election. And
you are
if
saying
the
to me, Casey, that,
yes,
that if the PNP is winning the election, they have to lock down Westmoreland, and they have not done so.
yes, neighbor, they have to lock down Westmoreland, and the PNP have never won an election where Westmoreland is in doubt.
They
Not
have
in our
never
life.
won an election where Westmoreland is in doubt.
Never.
All elections won by the PNP, they have won Westmoreland.
They have 3 seats in Westmoreland going in.
They don't have 3 seats this time around.
No, and they can still win 3 seats. But if they don't have 3 seats in Westmoreland going in, they cannot win 32 across the country.
Well, I hear you, sir. I hear you. I'm not surprised, but I hear you. I hear you loud and I hear you clear.
And neighbor,
Yes.
check this out. Check this out. Traditionally, there have been a 3-1 margin for the People's National Party in Manchester.
Yes.
In recent elections they have won, and election they are lost. They have lost. I mean, since 1993, they won the 1993 election 3-1, 97 3-1, 2011 3-1, 2007 3-1. Oh, I missed some. They won 93 3-1, 97 3-1.
Yes.
2002 3-1, 2007 3-1, 2011 3-1, 2016 3-1, and don't forget the last 2007 and 2016 general election, despite winning Manchester 3-1.
Yes.
All those elections, they have 2 safe seats in the east, and that's Portland Eastern and St. Thomas Eastern that was never in doubt in those elections.
Yes.
So they had those 2 safe seats in the east that you could tick off before an election, along with 3 in Manchester. Now
You tick off 3 in Manchester.
Portland, with Portland Eastern becoming a close JLP seat, a safe JLP seat.
Anne-Marie Vaz.
Or a seat leaning
Portland
strongly
Eastern.
to the JLP. Most people think it's safe. I think it's safe.
Anne-Marie
Yes.
Vaz
Yes.
occupies a
Yes.
safe JLP seat.
Yes.
Even my
And neighbor, let's not stray from the point I'm making.
Yes.
With political realignment in Portland East, the PNP will have to readjust and maybe take back 1 or 2 seats that the JLP would normally expect to win. And they seem to have had Northeast Manchester in the bag at one point. At least we analyze it, we know the dynamics of the constituency, and here the JLP come and name a candidate and send a team to Manchester. And
Hold on. Casey, you're breaking up.
I've
Listen on.
re-
Listen. Hold on. Hold on.
revamped
Casey,
the JLP machine.
I'm not hearing. This is breaking news here.
Never.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yes, I had my Wi-Fi on, but
Yes.
I should have turned it off because the Wi-Fi is giving some problems, so I'm using data. So what happened? It pick up the Wi-Fi and interrupt the signal.
Okay. Go again, Casey.
So what I'm saying, PNP normally lock down Portland East and St. Thomas East, while you could tick off 3 for them in Manchester.
Yes.
Now that St. Thomas East is a battleground and Portland East is a safe JLP seat, you would expect that the PNP should fire back by taking a seat or locking down a seat that normally goes to the JLP. And Northeast Manchester seemed to be that seat because Val Wint was allowed to rogue that seat for over a year unchallenged. And most people thought Val Wint would win. We had other ideas. We had analyzed the seat and we had pointed out what the JLP need to do in order to take that seat. And
Yes.
the JLP have done just that. And right now, RJ Marks is in a response that not even she, RJ Marks, and the General Secretary expect her to get this response.
In other words, Northeastern Manchester is no longer in play.
No. The JLP is winning Northeast Manchester. So at best, worst case scenario for the JLP and best case scenario for the PNP is PNP winning 3-1, which that's the natural course of the politics in Jamaica over the last 30 years. So that would not have helped the PNP make any serious ground in terms of taking Jamaica House.
Even if they win 3-1 in Manchester.
They don't stand a chance of winning with St. Thomas Eastern being a battleground and Portland Eastern a JLP CFC.
Yes, this is the best political analysis on.
And don't forget that St. James South is a battleground in the strongest JLP parish.
Yes.
That's one the PNP have also won all those years.
So
It's
the
one that
Labour Party, yes, the Labour Party wins East Central, Northwestern, Central, and West Central. The PNP could win Southern, but you are saying that this time around, they're not even winning that.
It's hard because the JLP is very strong in the parish and the JLP government is very strong. And it's the only glimmer of hope in the parish for the PNP. And the JLP would be turning all their strength and attention to that.
Yes, I get you. I get you clearly, Casey. I think your confidence of a JLP win is seen and shown tonight. Tari, Casey. Yes, Tari. Do we have Eastern and Western?
Now I was going to tell you. Oh well, yes, Hanover Eastern and Western. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tari, last week I have given Western to the PNP. I see you continue to have it as a battleground. I said it was leaning PNP, and the battleground was Eastern.
Yes.
So you keep on robbing the PNP. You keep on robbing the PNP, and they're already losing.
No, I think West is still one to be reckoned with, but go ahead, Casey.
Exhale, there are no sensitive details in Southern St. James. The sensitive details is all over TikTok.
Wow. Casey,
there's nothing hiding in Southern St. James. Yes.
Let's press along.
Hanover Eastern neighbor. Hanover Eastern is one that I think the JLP and Dave Brown will take that one. But it's what?
Yes.
Yes. I think Dave Brown will take Hanover Eastern, while I think Western is tougher for the PNP, for the JLP. Western is tougher for the JLP. And I will make this announcement here. If Tamika Davis survives, if Tamika Davis survives in Western Hanover, then the JLP cannot win less than 49 seats.
Hold on. Let's say that again. If Tamika
Davis survives in Hanover Western, then the JLP will win 49 seats again.
My God. Boy, I tell you something. This is breaking news, listeners. Hold on.
And by saying that, neighbor,
if on election night, see Hanover Western going to the JLP, they are retaining all their seats.
Yes, because I think Hanover Western is the one most likely of the 49 for the JLP to lose at this point.
It's the weakest.
Yes. And not necessarily the weakest. I think PNP is stronger in that than the other 48 seat that the JLP has.
Say that again, Casey. If Tamika Davis hangs on,
yes,
then the Labour Party is winning 49 seats.
At least 49. If Tamika Davis hangs on, the JLP is not losing any of the 49 they hold in Western Hanover.
Breathless. I am breathless. I'm not going to be able to continue further,
People, you are getting the best over here. You're getting, imagine all these sound bites and breaking news messages. My neighbor, I think we need another gift, man.
We need a
money
gift.
gun, perhaps?
Boy, I tell you.
Come on, man.
I think
because, and I mean, Casey, as you said that, I guess that would confirm then that if the JLP wins in Hanover Western, that there is a massive swing to the Labour Party. If that's what you're suggesting.
definitely. While I think, based on the political dynamic in the country right now, the JLP can win at least 41 seats, even if the election per votes are close.
Tap Rose. Yes, boy, I tell you. I am
Listeners,
I know that Casey has done his work and he's making a lot of sense.
yeah.
And I know that the hierarchy of both parties are listening right now, and they know that what we are doing here is authentic. I know that. If you're a political watcher, if you're a political historian, you know this to be true. You know that Casey is right on the mark. If Tamika Davis hangs on in Hanover, the Labour Party is going to have a hell of a night. If you see the PNP not winning Westmoreland, and on election night you see George Wright winning Central, you know the PNP not this election. We have more. 187 persons are watching at this time. That's 587 persons who have tapped. Let me tell you how many people are watching this program at this time. Bring up the computer, please. 1,000 are watching the program right now. 1,200. This is a record for any show, any political show on TikTok. 1,100. My goodness. Since we started the program, more than 8,000 people have passed through. More than 8,000. Come on. Let's do this. Let's do this. You don't get this anywhere else. Nowhere else on Jamaican radio, television, or social media. Politics Plus has just oh my goodness, the elections are near. You should sponsor the program. Those of you out there who have businesses, you should get in touch with us. There are more than 200. Look at the numbers. More than 8,000 people since the start of the night. And look at the numbers. More than 606 people are live. And there is another more than 700 people who are listening. Look at the numbers. It's up to 1,400.
listeners, thank you for the money guns. Caroline, big up yourself. Determined Dame, big up yourself. Listeners, send the money gun, the donut, the rose. Whatever it is, send. Kindness goes a long way, listeners.
Yeah.
Pretty much 600 people over here listening to us. So my.
Yeah. Hobby stop. Well, Tari, I have different figures from my screen. I can switch my camera and show you. We are way over 1,000 right now. Way over 1,000. This never happened in Jamaica. Hello, neighbor. Hello, Politics Plus with KC. Tari. The very best.
Alright, listeners. Listeners, yeah. I have an ultimatum in on it. I have an ultimatum. We have 13 minutes until 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can work the taps to 200k. Well, we're doing the forecast. 13 minutes till 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can work the taps to 200k.
And we need $50 to pay for the forecast tonight. Plus, we're going to need $50 for Thursday. All right. So, if I don't get that, then the forecaster is back on Thursday. Okay. So you better know that. Casey was in St. Thomas. St. Thomas, do you own a small business? Maybe a large one, and you sponsor the forecast. This great numbers. This is an opportunity for you. We do take that type of business. You know? Neighbors, do you want to sponsor that? Let's go. Talk to us. go back to the seat story. Where do we go next?
All right, so neighbor, our next seat is Tova Hamilton versus Wickham McNeil.
Northern Trelawney Casey.
And that's another constituency that shows you where the election is going. And when I say the election is close, Nib, there are so many constituencies that could go like Northeast Manchester, where 6 weeks ago, the narrative was that Val Wint is surely going to Parliament.
Yes.
And 6 weeks on, it seems as if he has no chance. So people should look at Manchester Northeast and know that a lot of these constituencies, if you make the right move and reach the people, anything is possible. And Clarendon Northern is one of those. It shouldn't have been because of the type of MP Tova Hamilton is.
Yes.
Because she have done her work, and you would think that she have done enough work to be returned by the people, but you would think that she have, when election time comes around, you have to win an election in Jamaica to go back to Parliament. It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Government don't win elections. Party do.
Yes.
So, Tova Hamilton now must be sitting sometime and wondering, why am I have to be in a battleground campaign after as an MP, I've reached thousands of people across the constituency. I've fixed road in this constituency of Trelawney Northern that have not been touched by any of the past 5 MP, member of parliament they have. But the thing is, she's a JLP MP, and like it or not, Trelawney Northern is a strong PNP bastion. While the JLP has strong support in that constituency, where if they had that number over in a lot of other constituencies, they would have won easily, because Northern Trelawney is a big constituency. And
yes,
over the years, over the last 30 years, the PNP have been polling around 10,000 votes, while the JLP have been polling over 8,000.
yes.
So it shows you that it's a large constituency and anything is possible. Now, Tova Hamilton have done herself the favor of being a wonderful MP. Nobody in Trelawney Northern can say she's not deserving of another chance, another term. But Dr. Wickham McNeil, like him or not, is a politician and is used to the politics. He was a 5-star general down in Westmoreland. So he knows the campaign. The PNP are awash with cash. They're not broke. And I can tell you this because on the ground, the PNP
yes.
money is not at the ATM. They are walking around with it.
Yes.
The PNP is matching the government stride by stride in having spot meetings, community meetings, divisional conferences, parish conferences, and they are turning up 3 times in 4 months in the same constituency, and they are doing a craft. So what the PNP is doing, they are making sure that they galvanize their base. They are doing things on the campaign that is distasteful, and when you or other journalists come and criticize them, neighbor, what you end up doing is criticize the politics. And that so-called decent Jamaican who normally turn away from the political process, because the PNP is strategically trying to make this a base election, because they think if they make it a base election, they win. That's their only chance.
Very, very good point.
If they're allowed to make it comes down to just the base, they win just like how they won in the local government.
Very good point.
Because, like it or not, despite some political realignment, they have the bigger base in a lot of these constituencies.
Yeah, I got that.
So, why I say the party, every party who wants to win an election have to do their homework and do the work to win an election.
Yeah.
And the JLP need to continue to appeal to the people who are normally guilty of staying away from the political process.
Very, very good.
Because if it comes down to my base versus your base, anything can happen. Or you have to have money. Believe it or not, it's the base that votes for the ply board. Because that's why most people are in the base, because that's why most people follow politics.
Yes. And the zinc. And the the 2 bag of feed and 25 chicken.
Yes. And the half bag of fertilizer.
Fertilizer. Wonder if they get condoms.
I don't know. I don't know. I heard it was being issued to the prisoners at one point. I don't think the prisoners are allowed to vote. Are there any polling station at the general penitentiary, neighbor? Do you think there should be? Do you think they have a right to vote?
Well, have their rights been suspended based on the crime they have committed?
I don't know. You know, that's a good topic.
It is. Should prisoners vote? Prisoners? Should the prisoners be allowed to vote?
We should have a show for that.
Yes, I see in England that they are lowering the age of voting to 16. The Prime Minister is arguing that 16-year-olds are paying taxes, and if you pay tax, you should vote. Yes, let's look at that at some time in the future.
While in Jamaica, you should take, I think you should take a civic current affair test to be able to vote, and not merely by your age. And if you don't get at least 80% or 75% pass,
yes,
in civics and general knowledge, you should not be able to vote. I think idiots should stop making decisions. People.
Yes. Well,
that's
nobody
will agree with me though, but that is that.
Let's do one more, KC. We're at 9 o'clock. One more, Tari.
So the final seat that we would, yes. Coincidentally, this is the final seat. And listeners, if you weren't abreast of the news, then this is probably unexpected for many of you. But St. Mary Western, that's Bobby Montague of the Labour Party versus Omar Woodbine of the People's National Party.
Yes, Casey. Bobby is not sure to win. You have doubts there?
Of course, Bobby is not sure to win. The Blue Dot poll is a credible poll.
Yes.
Even people who don't normally get favorable result from the poll normally cost the poll. But the Blue Dot poll is a credible poll, and the Blue Dot show Bobby underwater, behind by 20%. While I didn't think Bobby was behind Woodbine by 20% at the time. I think it shows that Bobby is in some trouble in Western St. Mary, and I've been noticing that based on other things long before the local government election, and losing the Gale division in St. Mary Western tells me that the JLP is despite having wood points, it doesn't really show that Woodbine is taking control of St. Mary Western, because the undecided pool is too big to signal that Woodbine has enough support to win if Bobby recovers. I don't think Woodbine have enough support to win if Bobby recovers. I think Bobby know what to do to recover, but I cannot forecast that he will do what is to be done or he has it in him. It's some funny things going on in St. Mary Western, and we will see how it turns out. I think the election is favoring the JLP there in the ascendancy. So I probably pick them to take this one, but it's very close.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Are you there, Casey?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.